Good afternoon and welcome to Sports Zone's On the Ball. I'm your host, Danny Hunt, back at our great sponsor, Pizza Inn, home of the $8 buffet Monday through Thursday. So if you're in the area, come on down East Dixie Drive, turn in here and come join us. You can listen to the show and eat some unbelievable pizza. This afternoon has been a challenge, a bit of a challenge. Hunter Atkins will not be with us this afternoon. He will be back with us at a later date. Unforeseen circumstances won't allow him to come in today, but Hunter wants to come and visit with us, and so we'll schedule him later on in the summer. We do have one of his teammates from Western Carolina University, by the way of Ranelagh High School, Ryan White, and then we have a mystery guest this afternoon. It's the Sports Tone guru. There was no drum roll there. Had to work on that. Tony Wright had agreed to come in and sit down and talk sports with myself until Ryan comes on the air in the second half of the show. So hang on, because it's going to be a fast and furious conversation. We're going to be talking American Legion baseball playoffs. And we might talk about the new NCAA rule, 5 years of eligibility. You never know where this interview will go with Tony Wright. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll take a look at what's going on Sports Tone and Sports Tone 2. So hang in there. We'll be right back. You're listening to On the Ball on Sports Tone.
At the Randolph-Asheboro YMCA, we're more than just a gym. We're a place where community comes together. Here, families grow stronger, kids build confidence, and people of all ages stay active and connected. Whether you're looking to improve your health, meet new people, or get your kids involved in a positive environment, the Randolph-Asheboro YMCA is here for you. Stop by soon. Midnight basketball registration is now open at the Randolph-Asheboro YMCA.
Craving a deal that hits all the right spots? Head to Pizza Inn in Asheboro for our all-you-can-eat buffet for just $8. Monday through Friday, all day long, dig into endless pizza, pasta, salad, and our famous desserts. It's America's hometown pizza buffet right here in Asheboro. Only $8 all day, Monday through Friday. Come hungry, leave happy at Pizza Inn.
Upgrade your ride and save big on Goodyear tires at Thomas Tire and Automotive. Now through June 30th, get up to $80 back as a rebate when you purchase a set of 4 select Goodyear tires. From the all-season traction of the Assurance Weather Ready 2 to the rugged durability of the Wrangler DuraTrack RT, Goodyear tires are engineered for dependable performance to keep you safe mile after mile. Don't wait. Visit the pros at Thomas Tire and Automotive to find the perfect tire for your vehicle.
At the Randolph-Asheboro YMCA, we're more than just a gym. We're a place where community comes together. Here, families grow stronger, kids build confidence, and people of all ages stay active and connected. Whether you're looking to improve your health, meet new people, or get your kids involved in a positive environment, the Randolph-Asheboro YMCA is here for you. Stop by soon. Midnight basketball registration is now open at the Randolph-Asheboro YMCA.
This is On the Ball, presented by Pella Windows and Doors on Sports Tone.
On the Ball here at Pizza Inn on East Dixie Drive. Let's take a look, see what's going on Sports Tone and Sports Tone 2. And it is American Legion baseball for the remainder of the week. And tomorrow, it is a special game at historic Macquarie Park between Beverly, Lowell, Ohio, and Randolph County. 6:45 p.m. airtime. Sports Tone will carry that particular game. 6:46 p.m. Sports Tone 2. Oh, no Liberty at Garner game. We just got a late notice on that. That game has been postponed. So Sports Tone 2 will not make the trip to Garner tomorrow. Thursday, June the 25th, Chatham County visits Randolph County, another league game. Sports Tone will carry the cover. It will carry the game. 6:45 p.m. airtime. Followed at 6:46 p.m., Sports Zone 2 will cover Moore County at Liberty, Post 81 at Eastern Randolph High School. More American Legion baseball. 4:45 p.m., Sports Zone 2 will pick up the coverage of Liberty versus Davidson County. That is a resumption of a suspended game back earlier last week. And then following at 6:45 p.m., Sports Zone 2 will come back on the air and provide coverage of Davidson County at Liberty. And the league games are coming to a close. When we get to the end of the week, only 1 week remaining in league play before the Area 3 playoffs begin on July the 6th. Saturday, more American Legion baseball. Sports Zone, 6:45 p.m. airtime, Randolph County at Chatham County at Jordan Matthews High School. And then we wrap up with a Sunday game as well when we start the whole schedule again, and that schedule will be populated next week as we move towards the last week in league play here in Area 3. Right across from me is Tony Wright.
Hey, it's different sitting on this side instead of sitting where you sit, for sure.
Well, you're not distracted, Tony. I got all this stuff to take care of. I got a laptop, I've got a mixer board, and a mouse and whatever else I've got to do here. And all you got to do is talk. You got the easy job.
Well, I got the easy part today for sure. One note about tonight, the Hamlet at Liberty baseball game tonight got rained out with all that rain that came through early this afternoon. So Hamlet at Liberty has been postponed, and they're going to try to find a new date to play that one. And good luck to them, because Liberty and Hamlet's got to find a date that is going to be good for both of them.
Yes, and the league schedule is crowded. I mentioned it's a major league schedule. They play 5 days out of 7, Tony. 5 out of 7 days. And Coach Connor was talking about the reason why they played so many games, not only obviously in league play, but also in non-league play, is they want to give the kids that are moving on to college a taste of that college experience, playing so many games over so many days.
Yeah, in recent years, Randolph County Post 45 has scheduled 30, 35 games in that 6-week period. And that's a lot of games from mid-May to the end of June or right before the 4th of July. But this year, Randolph County may only get in 21 or 22 regular season games, and that is about 2/3 of their normal schedule that they've had over the years. Why is that? Well, sometimes it's rainouts, but sometimes it's a case where there's just not as many teams as there used to be 10 or 15 years ago, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and we were talking about in Area 3 is blessed with 15 teams, whereas a few years ago there were only 8 teams.
Yeah, 2 years ago, back in 2024, Area 3 was really hurting. There was only 4 teams in the Area 3 North Division and only 4 teams in the Southern Division. Fortunately, we've been able to pick up some teams. Hamlet moved from Area 2 up to Area 3. Union County and Queen City shifted from Area 4 over to Area 3. So, of course, Area 2 losing a team and Area 4 losing 2 teams really cut their numbers down a little bit. But Area 2 just does not have a lot of teams anymore. That's the Wilmington and Morehead City area, Jacksonville area. I know Fayetteville and Hope Mills have had teams in Area 2 over the years, but I don't think Hope Mills nor Fayetteville has a team, Legion team anymore. So that made Hamlet traveling an hour and a half or more just to play division games in Area 2. And so they asked to be moved into Area 3. They still got some long drives, especially going to High Point and Davidson County. Moore County, Liberty, and Randolph County are not quite as bad, but still it's an hour trip just to go play a game.
And I find it very unusual that Columbus County does not have a team with what used to be the center of baseball in southeastern North Carolina at Whiteville. That it's probably been a decade or more since Whiteville's had a American Legion team.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Also, they were strong in American Legion baseball for decades. And now I don't even think they have a team anymore at Whiteville.
That's it. I just find that strange.
Yeah.
It just dawned on me.
Wilmington has always been a stronghold in Area 2. Area 2 is more the southeast corner of the state. Area 1 is the northeast corner of the state. We sit right in the middle of the state. We're Area 3. And then Area 4 is going to be the teams in the western part of the state. But in Area 1, the northeast quadrant of the state, Garner has always been a strong team, and they've been known as Garner and Fuquay Arena over the years. They've gone back to Garner over the last 2 or 3 years now, I think. Pitt County has always been a strong team in Area 1. Trying to think of some other strong teams from Area 1. Those are the two that come to my mind right now. Of course, in Area 3, Randolph County, Rowan County, Union County, since they come in, this is the second year they've been in Area 3. Union County has been a strong team for the last handful of years. High Point, always a strong team. Davidson County and Liberty have had flashes of being really good over the last several years. And then in Area 4, Cherryville is always a strong team. Shelby was strong for so many years. They sort of took a little bit of a downhill slide 5 or 6 years ago. They're trying to build the Shelby program back up. Caldwell County was strong for years, and I don't think they've been as competitive in the last decade or so. Who else? And there's been several that have rotated around, may have a good year, then they go back to not having good years. But typically Cherryville, Shelby are the main ones from Area 4. So there are some strong programs in North Carolina. We just need more teams in North Carolina to get it back where it was.
Yes, and while we're talking about all the different teams, playoffs come up July the 6th. The format has changed again.
Well,
sort of.
3 weeks ago, maybe at the end of May, beginning of June, we had 17 teams in Area 3. Aberdeen dropped out, so that cut us down to 16 teams. And then last week, Stanley County dropped out, so that put us down to the 15-team mark right now. In Area 3, the North Division has 7 teams, and the North Division includes Randolph County and Liberty, but there are only 7 teams in the North Division. So when the playoffs begin on Monday, July 6th, there's going to be a team that gets a bye, and that's going to be the Area 3 North Division champion. The 2 seed will play the 7 seed, the 3 seed will play the 6 seed, and the 4 seed will play the 5 seed in a best 2 out of 3 series. Meanwhile, the regular season champions sitting there resting and getting their pitching lined up. And then those winners will move on to the second round. In the Southern Division, there are 8 teams there. So the number 1 seed will have to play the number 8 seed. The 2 will play the 7, 3 will play 6, and 4 will play 5, and also a 2 out of 3 series. Once we finish the first round series and get to the second round, we're going to cross over. The 4 remaining North Division teams will be matched up against the 4 remaining Southern Division teams in a 2 out of 3 series. Then once we get past the second round, we move to the third round, and that'll be the semifinal round. And we're going to go to a 3 out of 5 series for the semifinals. And then the semifinal winners will meet for a 1-game championship on July 20th, if I remember my dates right. But the Area 3 championship is going to be a 1-game championship. Both of those teams will qualify for the state tournament. And the Area 3 championship game will be to help determine the seeding for the state championship tournament.
That's a lot of baseball in a short amount of time.
Yes, it is.
All right. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, the NCAA just announced a rule change in regards to eligibility, moving it to 5 years. And we'll get a reaction from Tony Wright. When we come back, you're listening to On the Ball on Sports Tone.
The Heart of North Carolina Visitors Bureau invites you to embark on an inspiring journey through the family-friendly attractions of Randolph County. Immerse yourself in captivating animal encounters at the North Carolina Zoo, the world's largest natural habitat zoo. Discover the art of pottery making, a cherished craft for over 200 years, surrounded by the creativity of more than 80 talented potters in Seagrove. For your travel inspiration, visit heartofnorthcarolina.com today.
Artisan Roofing was founded because we saw a need in our communities to stand out and provide a service with integrity. Roofing, siding, and gutters are all important aspects that not only aesthetically tie your home together, but provide protection against the elements. We've seen tornadoes, hurricanes, ice, snow, wind, and hail. The Triad is a unique place in North Carolina where we get all the elements. We are Artisan Roofing. Visit our website at artisanroofingcompany.com.
For 12 years in a row, you voted Pro PT the best in physical therapy, and now we're better than ever. We've moved to 706 South Fayetteville Street in Asheboro. Same expert team, same one-on-one care you trust. Now in a brand new space with private treatment rooms and cutting-edge equipment, including our all-new SkyTrack golf simulator. Come see us at Pro PT, where Randolph County gets better.
Don't forget we have dogs.
You're listening to On the Ball, presented by Pella Windows and Doors on Sports Tone.
On the Ball here at Pizza Inn. This is our home for the summer and our series, Where Are They Now? Well, right now, Tony Wright is directly in front of me.
I'm right here.
Yeah, and hopefully he will not get too animated because he has been a critic of the NIL and the transfer portal. And our producer over here, Taylor, just turned and went the other way. All right, so Tony, I'm going to let you announce the notification you got from the NCAA.
I'm going to go on memory because I deleted it off my phone.
It bothered you so much you deleted it.
Well, I don't know that it bothered me so much, but So the NCAA basically said today that they've allowed a fifth year for college eligibility, so kids can stay and play 5 years. I don't have a problem with that, but it seems like nobody's staying more than 2 years anymore to play sports. So I'm wondering how many are they going to have to play 5 years?
I don't understand the why. I don't understand the why behind that. It's beyond me, because if I am a freshman coming in and I am in a Division I school and I found my spot, and then suddenly, I have 5 years of eligibility. Well, that means I'm going to have super seniors that I'm going to have to compete against, not only for playing time, for a roster spot. I don't understand. Is 4 years not enough? Or could it be that, and we discussed this before we came on the air, some of these, and I know for a fact in the NFL, these guys that have their NIL, they've worked it, and they moved from school to school, and they get these wonderful NIL contracts and sponsors and so on and so forth. They're actually taking a pay cut to go play professional football.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
And that's the only reasoning behind. I think, well, we'll just give you an extra year so you can make your money before you go pro.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been accused for being old school, and maybe I am. But 4 years, and I understand the COVID year, adding that fifth year for those college students that missed a year of play, and I understand that fifth year. But and Ryan may have an opinion on it a little bit later. We'll check on him in just a little bit. But, college sports is just different to me. And sometimes change is good, but sometimes I have a tough time with change sometimes.
I think it's not so much. And then I'm going to probably ask Ryan this question when he comes on. Are you really a true student athlete? Oh, that might be hurtful. I don't know if I'm going to ask you that, Ryan, all right? You might get in trouble with his athletic director at Western. But are they really student athletes anymore, or are they just semi-pro athletes or minor league athletes who go to school to make money.
Yeah.
And that's not true of all of them. And I don't think there's many fencing athletes at the Division I level that have an NIL or they jump into the transfer portal every chance they get. It's the major sports. I understand that. But Division I football is nothing more than the minor leagues for the NFL. For college basketball at D1, it's nothing more than the minor leagues for the NBA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree. I agree with you. While we have a moment, let me remind you to click that thumbs up button, like the video that you're watching on the Sports Tone YouTube channel, and share this to your Instagram page or to your Facebook page or wherever you do social media, and help spread the word that we're on the YouTube channel. This is our third On the Ball show that we've had on our YouTube channel. But, Danny, this show dates all the way back to 2020 when it first originated after COVID shut everything down. And if you'll remember, during the spring and through the summer of 2020, we did this show. We had to do it remotely through telephone.
Yes, I had to get in my Jeep and go. My cell reception was so poor at the house. I had to get in the Jeep and go down up NC 49 towards Asheboro to find a spot where I had enough reception I could actually participate in the show.
This show has evolved into a great show where during the school year we rotate around to the different high schools across Randolph County. Last summer and throughout this summer, we've been fortunate enough to have a house here at Pizza Inn to do our show and bring back college athletes. And I'm sitting in for Hunter Atkins, who had some kind of appointment that he was unaware of when we set the appointment for him to come talk with us. He texts me today and says, "Oh man, I hate that I'm not going to be able to be there, so we're going to try to get Hunter back on at a later date." So I'm a last minute fill in, but I was thinking back about last night's game that we announced at McCurry Park, a 4.5-hour game that featured 3 different rain delays. Randolph County ended up coming from down 9 runs to defeat Liberty 15-10 last night. That was a wild game for sure. And I happened to think back to an even wilder game, and I can't remember when it was. I'm thinking it was back in the late 1900s, as the young people say now. That sounds weird, doesn't it, Danny? The late 1900s.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm thinking of is I think it was somewhere around 98, 99, somewhere along in there. Randolph County Post 45 at that time was known as Asheboro Post 45. And they were hosting Kernersville in an Area 3 postseason tournament game. It was the final game of the series. And Kernersville won that game 32-22. It was a 9-inning game. They played 9 innings back at this time. And it featured a couple of long, lengthy rain delays. The game started on July 4th and ended on July 5th because of the length of the game and the length of the delays in it. But that game has always stood out to me, a 32-22 win by Kernersville that night.
You sure you wasn't at a football game?
Well, it could have been, but it was at McCurry Park. I do remember that.
All right. Well, I don't know if I can remember as far as, I'll tell you what, probably the most surprised, and Eric Uncle and myself went up to West Wilkes High School to cover Wheatmore in the first round of the state playoffs. And Wheatmore had been scoring points, but the defense just couldn't hold anybody. And that game sticks in my mind because we were, go Wheatmore, but it was going to be tough. It's West Wilkes.
Yeah. And then West Wilkes had a good year.
And, yes, they had a great year, and then Wheatmore just took it to them. The opening drive, I think, was maybe really the only time that West Wilkes moved the football against Wheatmore the entire night. And it was a great ball game, and that's going to stick in my mind. That's probably one of the biggest upsets that I've had the opportunity to cover. And also the state championship for Southwestern Randolph in softball at UNCG in 2024 with the 2-run scoring. to seal the victory there and seal the state championship, following Eastern Randolph all over Eastern North Carolina, from Little Washington and then all the way back up to UNCG for their run through the state playoffs and an appearance at UNCG in the state championship. Yeah, that comes to mind. Following Wheatmore through the playoffs with Gavin Raines. That was fun watching Gavin Raines and his teammates play at Wheatmore. And that's a few of the highlights I can remember, but nothing exceedingly strange, like 32-22 or 4 hours worth of baseball because of delays. No,
it was a 7-inning game that lasted 4.5 hours last night. I'm going to bring one up to you. How about Southwestern Randolph winning the volleyball state championship back in 2021? We had just basically started announcing volleyball that year.
And that was a fun run through the state playoffs following Southwestern Randolph. I think we did every single match. Bruce and I did every single match. That was fun. The huge match up at East Surrey. Oh, yes, at East Surrey. And then ultimately going down to Reynolds Coliseum and having an opportunity to do a state championship.
There's a lot of great memories we've been able to share. And a lot of great places we've been able to go across the state of North Carolina and see too, right?
Oh yes, yeah. And Bruce and I keep up with new venues. Or never been there before. There's another place we can check off on the map. But yeah, we've been all over the state of North Carolina. I don't think we've been out of state yet.
You haven't?
Nah, you've been out of state.
Yeah. With Sports Tone, went down to Newberry, South Carolina, and announced the North-South baseball challenge that Randolph County played in one year. When I was at the radio station, I went up to somewhere in Virginia, Danville, Virginia, I believe, and announced some games up there. Got to go down to Florida one year and announce some baseball down there. So North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina, and Florida are the states that I've been able to announce in my career. So that's pretty cool.
And a chance to do a couple American Legion World Series.
Yep, for sure. I've traveled from east to west, from Manteo to Murphy. As a matter of fact, within, about a 5-month span, I announced in Manteo, or Kitty Hawk. And then 5 months later, I announced in Murphy. So I went from furthest point east to the furthest point west and announced 1 year. So that was pretty cool. That was a great experience, I think.
What Sports Tone has to offer: travel, sports, and I'll tell you the coolest thing I think is not only with On the Ball, but doing the interviews after the games, but getting to know the coaches and the players, and that is a blessed benefit.
And you asked me about the fish question.
Oh, we got to do the fish question.
We got to do the fish question.
Well, let me back up here now, before we go to commercial break. Now, Tony is a newbie. All right, on this side, he is a newbie. And so, according to the traditions of On the Ball, newbies have to answer the fish question. I almost forgot it. All right, so here we go. So if you're not familiar with the show, a fish is who's your friend, your inspiration, your supporter, and your hero. It can be multiple people. It could be one person, and you have to tell us why. So, Tony, who is or are your fish?
I guess if you go with a friend, I try to be friends with everybody. But you guys that work for Sports Tone, y'all are all my friends. And everybody, I really can't single out friend because I've got so many of them. That's a tough one for me. The inspiration. I feel like the inspiration for me are the high school athletes that play, because when I started Sports Tone back in 2017, my objective was to spread the word about high school sports in Randolph County. And I wanted to include more sports and give more spotlight on a wider variety of sports. And I think we've done that by announcing soccer and wrestling and volleyball and softball and things like that. So that's sort of been my inspiration, is to bring more popularity to sports in Randolph County. My supporter, I'm going to have to go with my parents. They have been a great supporter in this goal of trying to start Sports Tone a few years ago. And they have been there for me to help out when I needed some help with that. And then my hero, I'm going to go with what a lot of and I've been impressed with the young people's answer to this. Their hero, Jesus Christ, and I can't say enough about what Jesus Christ has done for me and being my personal Savior. And so he has been there to help me out when times have gotten tough as well. So I think that's going to be my best answer to give you on the fish question, Danny.
And your supporter, you missed the big boss, Miss Linda.
Well, they have not forgotten that. Can I tell the story before we go to break?
Yeah, go ahead.
Danny and Bruce were announcing a softball game, and I think it was at URE Charter Academy. And my parents came to watch the game. They walked up behind Bruce and Danny just happened to turn and see my parents walking up. And Danny told Bruce, because Bruce had his back, my parents were coming up behind Bruce's back, so Bruce couldn't see him. Danny said, "Look out, Bruce, here comes the boss." And I'm talking the big boss, talking about my parents. And my parents loved that. They thought that was the funniest thing, and they keep bringing that up every time I talk about you.
All right, well, we'll take a break, and we're going to bring Ryan White in after the break. He's probably shaking in his shoes right now, all the tough questions.
He's a veteran. He was on the show last year.
Okay, all right. So we'll go ahead and take a break. When we come back, it's going to be from Western Carolina University baseball, Ryan White. You're listening to On the Ball on Sports Tone.
No matter the sport, no matter the season, Sports Attic has something for you from head to toe. At Sports Attic, they've got new and used equipment for a variety of sports and activities. And for golf, Sports Attic has you covered from the beginner to the advanced golfer. Golf bags, putters, wedges, drivers, tees, and golf balls. You'll find what you need for a great round of golf at Sports Attic, 520 East Dixie Drive in Asheboro.
Instead of cycling on and off like most heating and cooling systems, True Comfort Variable Speed by Train runs at quiet speeds. Yes, it's hard to stop a train. Now, it's hard to hear one.
Keep your cool by calling Gardner Heating and Air.
It's hard to stop a train.
Say hello to Pineapple Dragon Fruit at Chick-fil-A on East Dixie Drive or in Asheboro Mall. Add a tropical twist to today with this new Pineapple Dragon Fruit Lemonade. This is a tart twist on the classic lemonade. Pineapple Dragon Fruit Frosted Lemonade. Such a tasty drink. You can get the Pineapple Dragon Fruit Iced Tea sweet or unsweet. And the Pineapple Dragon Fruit Sunjoy makes the perfect combo. Add a tropical twist at either Chick-fil-A location in Asheboro.
Welcome back to On the Ball, presented by Pella Windows and Doors on Sports Tone.
PC and the site of On the Ball. This is our home for the remainder of the summer. I'm your host, Danny Hunt, and you're listening to On the Ball. Well, we just finished up with Tony Wright. I don't know if he'll survive. I guess he survived the experience, the encounter of On the Ball. Hopefully our ratings will go up. Hey, it's Ryan White. Welcome to the show, Ryan White.
Hey, thank you for having me.
I understand you're working in Kernersville.
Yes, sir.
And we appreciate you zipping down the 4-lane highway from Kernersville down through High Point to your home in Randleman and getting ready to come on out here. And what are you doing this summer? What kind of jobs are you doing?
So right now I'm doing an internship with Diamond Extreme Training. It's a baseball facility in Kernersville. Just doing that, and I'm doing some training, and I got some stuff lined up for tryouts. I got a tryout next week, and then go from there to continue playing ball.
Okay, all right. Going back to Western? I'm here.
No, so with that 5-for-5 rule y'all were talking about earlier, since I had finished my last year this past year, I technically don't get another year of eligibility because it goes for people that have another year already or incoming people coming in.
Okay, wow. Time does fly because I have on here, you're class of 22 at Randleman?
Yes, sir.
Where did those 4 years go? Oh,
They
my
go by
goodness.
fast.
I'm speechless right now because I figured you were heading right back in there. All right. So I have notes here. State championship 21, 22, 2A state champion baseball teams. The highlight. Ryan White pitched a complete game no-hit shutout in Game 3 of the 21 state championship against RS Central. Let me ask you about that. When did it get tough? when does did you, in the back of your mind, you start feeling those doubts? Am I going to get through? Did you realize? Let me back up. Did you realize you had a no-no going at the moment?
At the moment, no. I was just out there competing, but it didn't really get tough. I had a great team behind me with a lot of studs out there. A lot of us went out and continued playing ball, so it was no struggles at all there.
No struggle. Did you realize it was a 7-inning no-no?
After the fact, yeah.
After the fact?
Yeah.
Did you have any traditions at Randleman after celebrating the no-no, like that they dumped the a cooler on you or something?
So, no, there was none of that. It was just a lot of celebrating, a lot of hugs. Hugging my dad since he was one of the coaches. That was pretty cool to have. So,
all right. So let's talk about your experience at Western Carolina. How did you end up being a Catamount?
Well, during the recruiting process, it was a little interesting. Going to a lot of showcase tournaments and got connected with one of their coaches, Taylor Sandifer. He gave me a really great opportunity. About to go in there, he leaves, so I have a whole new coaching staff coming in. Got to build around them, and it was really nice. And then 2 years into my college career, we had a new pitching coach, and it was just a lot of different changes from strength coaches, head coaches, pitching coaches, a lot of different changes, and you just got to find a way.
And I think a lot of people don't realize, depending on the sport and depending on the university, there's a lot of change, transient, almost constant change.
Oh yeah, I had a different type of coach in one way or the other every single year. Being it was a strength coach, a pitching coach, a whole new coaching staff, or even like a trainer. Like you build a relationship with in the training room with a specific trainer, and then when they leave, you have to build another one with this next trainer, and all these different things. Like I had a lot of different moving parts every single year.
So you're not like Tony. You can adjust to change. You're okay with change. He's not listening to me at all right now. So you know how to adjust to change.
Yes, sir.
Did it put a dent in your career at Western, going through all those different changes?
No, I don't think so. It was a lot more. So once that change happens, it's a focus on communicating with that new coach or new strength guy, whatever it is. If you are able to communicate with them and help build that relationship with them as you're playing or during the fall while you're training, like build that relationship, makes it a lot easier for the change.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, that's an adult skill. So you've mastered change. And as you move through life, you will note that change is a constant. A constant, no doubt about that. Well, let's talk a little about your career. You stayed 4 years at Western. You pitched.
Yes, sir.
So what was the biggest change that you had to make from high school over to, and I know you played bunches and bunches of travel ball and showcase ball. Okay, and that got you ready for college, no doubt about that. All right, because you got to see better competition than perhaps you did in high school. What'd you have to change?
The biggest change would be living with like failures, and also the fact of the matter is you're not going to be perfect every time. I learned this really quickly after my freshman year was if you have a bad outing, you can't leave the field, go to your dorm or apartment or wherever you live, and just think about it. I had this rule of thumb that every time after a bad outing or a loss, once I got back to the locker room, take off my uniform, game was over. There was no thinking about the baseball game or anything like that. I just forgot about it.
All right. And that is one of the constants in athletics. Doesn't matter if you're playing checkers. You got to have a short memory.
Oh, yeah.
You got to move on to the next day. Redeem yourself and move forward.
for sure.
All right. And was it a good experience at Western Carolina?
Oh, yeah, it was awesome. I loved every second of it. Met a lot of different people from a lot of different areas. Built some great friendships, people I still talk to from my freshman year that left after my freshman year. I still talk to some of them guys. Like, it's just the relationships I built, and it was just fun playing ball up there.
How about the Southern Conference?
Oh, it's a tough conference, I will say. A lot of good hitters in that conference. I mean, it was the 6th best conference in the country this year, I believe, 5th or 6th best conference in the country by RPI.
Now, obviously, you did not play February and March games at Western.
We did.
You did?
Yeah, we
You're
played.
kidding me.
Nah, we played a lot of home games early. It doesn't snow at Western.
Okay.
We're in a valley. It gets cold, but, like, it won't snow. It'll flurry a little bit, but there's no snow or anything like that. So
you didn't jump on the charter bus and head to Florida?
We did once or twice,
Okay.
but not. I think we did one time. We went to Florida State for a weekend, but that was about it. A lot of games early in the season are at home.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this question, and I know in Division I, there are tiers, top tier, middle tier, bottom tier.
Mhm.
Okay. So how did you, and I know for a fact that your coaches want to get you ready for conference season. They're going to make sure that they play a tough non-conference schedule to get you ready for the Southern Conference and perhaps a berth in the tourney.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So how was it playing against the Florida States? In the NC States or UNC Chapel Hill or the big the tier 1 teams in Division I?
It was more of just more competing. Honestly, the biggest difference between schools like mid-majors and your Power Fours are the fan bases, real, in my opinion. Like, every team has guys that can hit. Every team has guys that can pitch. The only difference is the fan base and, like, how much they chirp you or whatever. If you just eliminate all of that and you just go out there and compete, you can beat anybody on any given day. So I didn't think there was a big difference in that way.
All right. And so during your freshman year, going in and pitching against the Florida States and such, how did you have to change your mindset? Because I know you watched them on ESPN and the different other sports outlets. So was it in the back of your mind? Wow, I'm pitching against Florida State.
Nah, I didn't have any thoughts like that. So for me, when I go out and pitch, I have a blank mind. I'm not really thinking about anything. I'm just going out there. Whatever I see called, I throw it as hard as I can and just get outs with my stuff. I know my stuff's good against any level, so I feel confident in my stuff, and I don't really think about who we're facing or any of that stuff. So
when did the light bulb turn on for Ryan White with so much confidence? When did it I belong here?
So it was more from high school. So our head coach at Randleman, Jake Smith, I mean, he would always tell us faceless opponents. So I took that philosophy to college, and I would just go out there and compete. I had a bad first outing to start my college career, and then after that, I just was screw it, and just didn't think about anything when I went out there, and just tried to do everything with confidence.
And believe it or not, the faceless opponent popped up in an after-game interview at Randleman. I don't remember who it was, but I remember the faceless opponent. I like that. I like that concept. That is really, really cool. All right, and so you got your 4 years out. So in your career at Western Carolina, starter, mid-reliever, closer?
I did a lot more of the mid-relief stuff. I had a couple starts. I closed a couple games, but it was most of my innings were out of the relief role.
How'd you like that?
It was fun. For me, it was at first, my first year, it was a little interesting. I didn't know how to do it. And then I figured out, just a routine and knowing that you need to be ready in 5 pitches or less sometimes. You just got to be ready to go at all times.
Okay. And I was talking to Braxton Walker last week? Yeah, last show, and he was talking about that as well. The mentality. And I was also talking to, I had to go back to my notes. Another fellow that was on last week was talking about the relief role and how they did that, being a middle reliever and being ready at all times, because you don't know when your number's going to be called. Mm-hmm. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll continue our interview here with Ryan White. You're listening to On the Ball on Sports Tone.
At Pella, we offer the latest and greatest innovations in windows and doors. New products like the hidden screen and easy slide operator can help elevate the aesthetics and quality of life at home. On top of that, our continued dedication to customer service and the Pella warranties that come with each product are unmatched. We're so excited to improve your life at home all year round. Come by our showroom or contact us today to set up your free in-home consultation and elevate your life at home with Pella Windows and Doors.
At the Randolph-Asheboro YMCA, we're more than just a gym. We're a place where community comes together. Here, families grow stronger, kids build confidence, and people of all ages stay active and connected. Whether you're looking to improve your health, meet new people, or get your kids involved in a positive environment, the Randolph-Asheboro YMCA is here for you. Stop by soon. Midnight basketball registration is now open at the Randolph-Asheboro YMCA.
School's out for the summer, and the kids are loving that. You're making plans for the family vacation and trips to the pool. Now's the time to be making some other plans too. Parents, don't forget to schedule a sports physical or health assessment for your child. Schedule an appointment for your child at Premier Pediatrics, 530 Greensboro Street in Asheboro.
Thank you for pulling up a front row seat and listening to On the Ball presented by Pella Windows and Doors on Sports Tone.
Last segment of On the Ball here for this week. Ryan White is in the house, and we're talking college baseball. And somewhere, Ryan White graduated. All 4 years are gone. What's in the future for Ryan White?
So right now, still my internship like we said earlier, and then I got a tryout next week, just trying to play independent ball, and then go from there, just continue playing baseball.
Well, let me ask you this. How tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
You're 5'10". Do you think that is now, I've been around some of the showcase I actually got to do a pro showcase doing some PA at historic Macquarie Park. And is 5'10" a disadvantage?
People say, like, for the recruiting thing of size of things, they look at for height. But for me, in my opinion, I think that if your stuff's good enough and you throw the ball where you need it to be, I don't think it can be a disadvantage at all.
Yeah, and the kids that I saw out on the mound at that particular event for that showcase, and there were college and pro scouts from everywhere at that particular event, and the kids were big. They were tall. Nobody threw below 90, which to me was absolutely amazing. So can you bring it, Ryan White?
I mean, I think I can. I'm more of a stuff guy, so like I throw like off-speed pitches more than anything. I'm not going to try to overpower someone with a heater, but it's more of just off-speed, knowing where it's going at all times for me.
And that's middle relief stuff too.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And you can make a living if your stuff is good in middle relief. Oh, yeah. And I'm a Major League Baseball fan, and I follow Cincinnati Reds. So, yeah, I wish Cincinnati had a bullpen. But anyway, yeah, that's another topic for another episode. So you want to go pro and go into the independent minor leagues, okay? And how long you want to follow this dream?
I really haven't had that thought yet.
No.
I'm just trying to continue playing ball right now and just go as long as I possibly can with playing ball.
All right. Any major injuries?
No, none that I have.
You have been healthy.
Yes, sir.
All right. And that's been a plus for you. All right. And let me ask you this question: is there anything that you, other than the faceless opponent concept, that you've taken from your experience at Randleman High School, playing on those state championship teams, you took with you that made you a success in college?
I would say just knowing who I am I'm not a big strikeout guy. I'm more to like pitch to contact, try to get weak ground balls. And being that in high school I had the guys behind me that could make ground ball plays, I got those guys in college, and they're a lot consistent there as well. So the confidence of being able to you know that now you don't have to strike out everybody to win a game. It's pretty relaxing.
Okay. And and I asked this question of Braxton Walker in the last episode. When you went in to the college ranks, and you said I had different coaches here or there, were there any major changes as far as your delivery, your arm slot? Did they try to change you outright, or did they just work around with what you had already been doing?
So my first 2 years, there was no like mechanical changes. It was more of a mentality thing. So pitching coach was my pitching coach my first 2 years there. He wanted to be mean and he called it a dog face. It was funny enough, but just have like a mean face out there and just knowing that just compete out there. After that, so my junior year started off pretty slow, and then halfway through the season I wasn't throwing much, so I changed a little bit of stuff, dropped my arm slot a little bit. I changed some grips on my pitches, and from then on it just been that, and just nothing else has really been changed.
All right. Successful senior year.
It was pretty solid, yes, sir.
What was it like putting on that uniform for the last time?
Oh, it was upsetting, honestly. Going into the conference tournament, I thought we had a chance to win the whole thing. Like, we were a good team. We had a great staff, pitching wise, great bats, and we go into a friggin' dog fight, 13 innings with a rain delay, and that 13th inning they scored a couple runs. We couldn't score, and it was heartbreaking losing. And then just knowing that was the last time I was going to put on that uniform with the guys there.
All right. And then you graduated.
Yes, sir.
All right. What was your degree in?
So sports management and marketing. I double majored, so I have 2 degrees.
All right. That's a good combination.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good combination. I like that. All right. And so how did you get in contact with the Rockers? Or did they contact you with your tryout?
So basically, where my dad used to make wood bats, and he would make wood bats for the Rockers. So we had a connection there, so I was able to get in contact with them that way and set up this tryout with them on Tuesday.
All right. Well, the best of luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. Ryan White, member of the Rockers. All right. Okay. And, well, as confident as you are, I know there's not going to be any nerves at all.
Yes,
None whatsoever. It's just baseball, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So are you a Major League fan?
Yeah, I am.
Who do you follow?
I'm a Dodgers fan.
What are we going to do? Have you been a Dodgers fan forever, or are you a bandwagon person?
No, I've been a Dodgers fan since I was like 6 to 8 years old, somewhere around there.
Okay, all right. Well, we're just curious. Okay, all right, because I know we got a Braves fan in here. All right, got a Reds fan, now a Dodgers fan. Okay, so why the Dodgers? I mean, it was this family thing, or you just saw them on ESPN, or what?
So, the rest of my family is Braves fans, funny enough. But for me, growing up, for some reason, I would love going on YouTube and watching Sandy Koufax throw, like just YouTube clips of him throwing, and then Clayton Kershaw, just a big fan of his. So those two players were like, I follow them all the time, so I was like, might as well be a Dodgers fan.
Might as well be a Dodgers fan. Okay. All right. So let me ask you that, and I've asked this question of the college baseball players I've had here on the show. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's an offensive game. That's a true statement. Fair statement and true statement. Is it time for college baseball to go to wooden bats?
I don't think so, just because of the fact that there's a lot of different things that go on in college baseball. Like your Power 4 schools, they have a lot more resources, and those resources for them are so much different than a mid-major. Like, they have guys that can hit 400 1 through 9, and mid-major teams got 5 or 6 guys or a lineup of 9 that can hit the ball, but they're not hitting for power as much as these P4 schools, along with wood bats being so hit or miss with what brand you get, and they break so much that your P4 schools are going to be able to buy those same bats, where the mid-majors, those bats get expensive, and they're going to have to start they're going to start using those low-quality bats that aren't as good as the P4s.
You've thought about that question, haven't you? That answer, I should say.
I actually haven't.
You haven't? Wow. That's pretty. That's a cool answer. I like that.
Yeah, it helps that. So my dad, when he made wood bats, I learned about all the different types of wood billets and like what ones are good and which ones are bad. So,
so here's the other question I asked. I think I asked Braxton Walker. Do you carry a bat in your bat bag?
No. No.
Did that bother you when you got to college? Sorry, son, you got to focus on pitching.
No, I always wanted to be a pitcher. Like in high school, I only hit my senior year of high school. I didn't hit any of the other 3 years in high school, so it didn't really bother me. I just knew I was going to be a pitcher, so I was like, I don't want a bat.
Not even to look like the rest of the team. You didn't put like just a prop in there or anything. Not at all. Let me ask you this. This is a good question, and I got like 3 minutes here. What do you carry in your bat bag?
Oh, I got J-bands, plios, my cleats, some baseballs. I carry my glove with me. I don't put that in my bag. I don't want to mess that thing up. And then I bring a body blade, so it's like a little shoulder tube, warm up the arm. And then I like to bring a javelin with me. I like throwing a javelin. I've been throwing it recently.
Before the game?
Yeah.
They let you throw a javelin before the game?
So I didn't do it much in college, but
I wouldn't think so because you didn't want to shish kebab one of your teammates.
Right, yeah. Not one of those like sharp ones. It was more of a plastic ones, but I've been throwing it more recently. I've been carrying it around everywhere I go now. I use it a lot more.
And other than stretching out the tendons and the ligaments and the muscles, does it increase your arm strength?
Yeah, it does. For me, it's more of just, you're talking about the javelin, right?
Yes.
So for me, it was more of this stay linear down the mound.
Okay.
So a lot of people talk about working down the mound in a straight line.
Power line.
Yeah. That's what javelin helps me do, and it just feels good on the arm too. So.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'm learning all kinds of stuff today. All right. And okay. Did you have any routines? I mean, I know you're a relief pitcher, but did you have any like pregame routines? Something that made you feel comfortable?
So for me, nothing like pregame, like before the game, hour or so before the game, nothing really crazy like that. But like the day before, I always tried to eat pasta as much as I could, some spaghetti or chicken Alfredo, and watch a movie and just relax, not even think about the game until the next day.
All right. Well, unfortunately, the 6 o'clock hour is upon us. I can't believe it. Your interview went by really fast. I learned a lot. We might have to have you back on here again before the summer is over with. Well, I want to say the best of luck to you in your tryout with the Rockers.
Thank you.
Yeah, we want to see your name on the roster. All right. Hey, can we have a pro player come on, Tony? Can we have a pro player come on? Pro player? Yeah. No, God. Well, good luck anyway.
Thank you.
All right, the best of luck to you, and hopefully you'll get the slot on the team, get the contract, and go from there.
Oh yeah, thank you.
All right, 6 o'clock hour is upon us. Thank you for being in our audience today. You've been listening to On the Ball here on Sports Tone. I'm your host, Danny Hunt. We'll be back on again, same place, same time, same channel. Yes, YouTube and Mixler. Next Tuesday, so tune in. 3, perhaps 4 new guests. So, no show next week.
Get the week off.
I'm speechless. No show next week. Well, we'll just have to do it after the 4th of July week. Tony broke in there from the side, but hey, that's okay. We'll have 3 to 4 new guests the week after the 4th of July. So stay tuned. Once again, appreciate you being in our listening audience. I'm Danny Hunt. You've been listening to On the Ball on Sports Tone. Have a great evening.